next
Sorry, your
season.
mic.
Because there's like more drivers come in, more fast drivers for Division 1 and hopefully more for Division 2, and we're separated into teams, so competition will be higher next season and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, so that's good to hear. We're going to go over just a few, you could say, awards from last season. I'm going to let Murray do the first one, which is World Drivers' Championship for F1 and F2. So Murray, take it away.
So for Division 1, we saw very good racing throughout the season. So for Division 1, the World Drivers' Champion goes to Sparks. He has shown great potential throughout the season and has won many races throughout his career in Season 1. And for Division 2, we have Q-Tip. He also, for the same as him from Sparks, he's won many races throughout the season. He's shown great consistency and can show he could probably win another Drivers' Championship next season.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, obviously, I would be a bit biased towards myself there winning the F1, but I totally agree about Div 2 Q-Tips being immaculate throughout the season. Before we go on to the next one, Q-Tip, if I could just have a word with you, are you expecting next season to be the same as Season 1, or are you expecting it to be a tougher challenge?
It's going to be a tougher challenge, I think, with the introduction of new teams, new driver lineups. It's going to be a mega season, and hopefully we can keep our crown to ourselves.
Yeah, of course. And with that move to Renault, are you expecting any difference with your new teammate? Are you going to miss your old partnership with Sippy after, or is it just going to all stay the same?
I'm hoping for it to stay the same. Obviously, working with a new driver is going to be a bit more of a new challenge, because now I have to learn about another driver's driving style and how they will operate in this team. Last season, me and Sip were probably the big and dominant force in Division 2. It's going to be fun being rivals with him for next year, / next season, and I wish we were still together, but it was our decisions for ourselves just to split ways, but we're wishing each other best of luck.
Yeah, of course. But we'll move on just to keep time quick. We've also got awards for World Constructors Championships for F1 and F2. It was awarded to me and Darkbolt / Scuba, because Scuba Darkbolt had to leave halfway through the season. Me and him, we went pretty well throughout the whole season. We won it by a fair margin, but in F2 I can say they dominated it. Q-Tip done an immaculate job in holding off, and Sippy was an extremely good number 2 driver. But just to come to you, Sippy, are you gonna try and change that status of number 2 driver next season and try and maybe go for that number 1 driver and get that title?
Definitely for this season. Like, I kept on pretty much bottling it last season, but next season is going to be a completely new page. I'm going to try and show what I'm made of and possibly win the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah, of course, that's what all drivers want to go for. But are you expecting Chasmeister to be an even tougher challenge than Q-Tip, or similar?
Throughout the end of Season 1, Chasmeister showed what he can do. Around Abu Dhabi, he just did an immaculate job around there, so probably yes, he would be a good challenge for me with Q-Tip as well.
Alright, and so we're just going to go on. We have down here most improved driver across the whole league and the whole season. Obviously we can't do that, people who've just joined this season, and all us of the admin team have decided to give it to Rob Forbes. If I could just come to you, Rob, this is your first league, if I'm not mistaken. You've done an immaculate job, and we've seen you improve extremely well. Are you just expecting to improve even more from here and possibly go for that championship, or just settle for 5th or higher in the stands? Yeah, exactly. If I'm not wrong, you're in the racing point, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah. Are you happy with your car, or would you want to change anything about the contract you've been offered? Yeah, well, we're all expecting big things from you in Season 2, so good luck for you. Here down, we've decided to put something a bit more less serious, and its biggest bottle job of the season. Any of you can, if you've been watching F2, will know who this is. And it goes to Sippy, who's probably bottled the most amount of wins to date. Are you going to try and change that next season, Sippy, or what's that about?
Just definitely. I pretty much have bottled most of the races and wins for sure. I really don't know what to say, but I hopefully can turn that around and get wins that I can practically get this season.
Yeah, let's hope, because last season, I mean, I don't want to put you down, but it was quite a miserable season for you. But hopefully we can see difference from you, and I'm sure everyone else in the Red Bull team will want to be seeing you improve. But before I go to any more awards, I think I'm just going to change real quick. We've got a few new drivers this season. One of them is S2V Paris, a very known, and he's an extremely talented driver. He's shown his pace across AOR. He's recently joined PSGL F1, ILR1, and is in the top division of One Hub. He's extremely talented, and I'm sure we can't all wait to see what he does. Paris, what are you expecting for Season 2?
It'll be my first time racing with everyone here, so I'm just sort of looking to have a bit of fun, and I'm gonna come away with a few podiums, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure all the drivers will know who you are. I certainly do. Once we saw you joined, it was a big sign for Red Bull. Red Bull snatched up an extremely good driver. Do you think you'll be challenging Medium Pilot, myself, and maybe a few others for the title?
I think, well, hopefully if like some sort of consistency and a bit of luck bounces my way, then sort of mount a bit of a challenge, because I feel like since we're all in the same tiers, usually across all the same leagues, it'd be a fair fight.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be extremely intense. Your teammate is Skeven. Do you reckon Skeven has the potential to help you to help you to get that Red Bull to the top step of the Constructors' Sons?
Absolutely, otherwise I wouldn't have selected him, you know. I mean, as Skeven, we've been in a lot of leagues together. We sort of started league racing properly together, so got about 3 years of experience each, and hopefully we can show a bit of that.
Yeah, I'm sure Sippy will be happy with you too. You've got a good relationship. So we'll move on to the last few awards just to get that done quickly. Here we have best teammates throughout the whole league and season, and this was me who personally chose this, because from what I've seen, it was Sippy and Q-Tip. They probably had the most balance the whole season. I wanted to do me and Darkbolt, but Darkbolt had to leave due to work commitments, but they've been really good. Sadly, they won't be together for next season, and I'm sure maybe they too are sad about that. But I'll quickly go on to the last one, which is Race of the Season, and that was, we've decided altogether, which was Bahrain. Also a bit of help from Darkbolt out there. And yeah, Bahrain was probably one of the craziest races. I mean, we saw a bit of controversy from Jay Fletcher before he got kicked from the league, but a bit of controversy. It was a very intense race. Bahrain always kicks up a good show, and it certainly did that last season. I just want to come to you, HTA Sticky, the owner of the league, obviously. Will you be expecting races like that throughout the season? Because as all these drivers are so closely matched, will we be expecting the same fights like this, or maybe a bit more spread out throughout the grid?
Well, I definitely think there'll be races like that throughout the season. You know, for some of the drivers we've pulled in, like Paris and Medium Pilot and Div 1, they could definitely challenge for the win, I think. Also, a couple new drivers in Div 2 like Storm. I definitely think they can challenge top top drivers as well.
Yeah, of course, that they're going to be a big title challenge, and they're going to be one of the titans of the F1 and F2. Just briefly, we're going to go over last season's standings. And last season's was the start of HTA. It was where HTA was born. It may have not been the best season, but Sippy, I just want to make sure you've got the season 1 spreadsheet up, yes?
Hold on. Right, yeah. Sorry.
I'll let you go over the season 1 spreadsheet, as I was in F1 and I can't really comment on myself. So yeah, take it away.
So first in the championship we have Sparks. You showed great potential throughout the season. Just amazing stuff from you. Second we have the Ginger. Ginger, he missed a few races out, but he did very well, surprising to me. I thought he might have been further down in the championship, but he showed what he can do, and he's went right up to second in the championship. And third, we have Nexus Legendi. Legendi did amazing. I thought also, same for Ginger, I thought he'd be down quite a bit, but he's right up there. I don't think he missed a race at all. He didn't miss a single race throughout that championship, so it shows the dedication he had for the league. For fourth we have Mikulski, or Mikulitsi, sorry. He did very well. He has good consistency, but he wasn't really towards the top of the races, but he always finished in top 10. Just good stuff from him. Seventh we have Dartbolt. Dartbolt was with us for the start of the season, but he had to leave obviously for work, as we said. But towards the end of the season, he didn't gain some points, but he did quite well for 5th in the championship.
Murray, just run for the order now.
For 6th we have Terror Racer. 7th we have Medium Pilot. 8th we have Rob. And 9th we have Matt Tibos. 10th we have what's his name, Phoenix. 11th we have LTU Tom. 12th we have Diego. 13th we have Zenki. 14th we have Fruitful Coot. 15th we have Jari. 16th we have TMC Corboy. 17th we have Taze Leroy. And 18th we have TTG Jack.
Yeah, a bit of stutter at the end there, but yeah, no, that was it may have not been the most exciting season. I won the title with 4 races left. I'm not expecting that this season with the new drivers in, but sadly we have Matt leaving at the end of the season. He's been extremely dedicated, probably the most consistent driver to tell me when he's not racing or anything. So if he is listening, thanks Matt, you're a lad. But yeah, it was all round. It was a good first season. I'm proud the way it went. Considering I'm the head admin of F1, I'm happy it's the way it's went. But I want season 2 to be even better, and I'm expecting it to be even better with the new drivers. I'm going to quickly go over the F2 standings. So we'll start off. Q-Tip taking the title with 324 points, and that's the most points out of both divisions. I'm pretty sure he's nearly won every race of the season, so let's hope someone can change that. And that main man will hopefully be Sippy, as he finished second behind him with 144 points, a fair bit off, but we can all say it wouldn't have been like that if he hadn't bottled so much races. Chasmeister in third, he done exceptionally well, showing that he does have the potential for that title if he maybe just slips through the debris and picks up the scraps. Rad, I'm just going to say, he done exceptionally well. I'm not sure, he didn't join for the first few races, so Yeah, amazing job from him. He's in the Ferrari last season. Then we had Tack, who finished 5th. Then Ben Gallagher, who finished 6th. CBT O'Reilly, who finished 7th. Rich 500, who finished 8th. Storm, who finished 9th. Casper, who is leaving us next season, finished 10th. Gadropo finished 11th. Maxi, who is in the Mercedes next season, finished 12th. Dumleos finished 13th. Jack finished 14th, GTX finished 15th, Rampage finished 16th, X Games finished 17th, Chris finished 18th, GTX Assault finished 19th, and DSY Delta finished 20th with quite a poor season to say the least. He only scored, doesn't say, actually no, he left during the middle of the season and then joined back, so I'm pretty sure he scored points during Canada at some point, but either way it was quite a poor season for him. Sadly we can't have him here in the interview panel to see what he has to say, but I'm sure he'll be wanting to do better next season. But all round, Sippy, what would you say? Is there anything to improve for F2, or have you enjoyed the way it's went?
So far, I really don't know what we should improve on it. We have great attendance from all the drivers. We usually have some drivers. Last season we had some drivers leave throughout the season, but we managed to get more back in throughout the season. So we could hope. What I would probably say, we can probably hopefully have the drivers stick around all season, so we don't need to change points, and so it doesn't really interfere with the championship.
Exactly. So we've covered pretty much everything from last season. We'll still be doing interviews now and then. I'm going to quickly go to our predictions for Season 2. Season 2 has got an extremely good lineup. Before we go to anything, I just want to ask Fruitful Coot, you've proved everybody a lot that you can do well. You had that, I would say, unlucky crash around Abu Dhabi where you clipped the wall and lost your tyre, but you have proved to the whole of F1 that you can be challenging for wins and podiums, or maybe even the title if you pull it all out of the bag. But what are you expecting for Season 2?
Well, to be honest, I'm looking to just be driving just behind you guys, the top 3, and then picking up the scraps, just slipstreaming throughout the whole race. I mean, that's really the only thing I can do. I'm not good enough to stay with you guys or overtake you, so yep, looking for the 4th place.
Well, you've been signed by Ferrari, one of the most prestigious teams in F1, and alongside you is Darkbolt, who arguably could have finished runner-up or even the championship winner last season. Have you got a good relationship with Darkbolt, or have you never really seen him before?
Never seen him. Never. Don't even know him. Yeah.
Well, hopefully you guys can bond some sort of relationship throughout this season. I'm sure you guys will be going for at least a Constructors title. Looks like an extremely strong line-up for the Constructors. Me and Zenki are hopefully going for the Constructors. I'll just pass it on to you, Zippy, because I don't want to talk to myself too much. But give me your predictions for F1 next season.
For F1, for the Drivers' Championship, to be honest, it'll be, in my opinion, it'll be pretty close, to be honest. I would probably say very close between you and Paris, Sparks. Just, you've both got round about the same pace, you've both got very good consistency, and just fast in general.
Yeah. If I just butt in there for a minute, I also want to say Medium Pilot, he was looking extremely quick at the end of last season, winning the last 2 rounds. He's definitely a title contender, and maybe even Skeven. I've not really seen much of his pace, but let's hope he can be a title contender. The more the better. Darkbolt maybe, but from what we've seen, he's a bit of a bottle job, so we won't talk too much about him. But all round, that top 5 is going to look extremely competitive. We've got Ginger, who finished runner-up last season. I can't see him finishing runner-up. I can see him maybe finishing 5th or 6th this season, which is still extremely good considering the grid that's here. We've also got Taze Leroy, who's joined. He's young, and a feisty. A bit like the Max Verstappen. He's still got a lot of learning to do, but he'll be an exciting talent to see come through. Also, Silas joined. I've seen him now and then, but he does look promising. He's got extremely good pace in one lap, so we'll just need to see what he's like over a race distance. I'm not going to go over everyone, but we've also got Rob, who's extremely fast. I don't know if I already asked you, Rob, but you've obviously been signed by Racing Point, and your teammate is Jari. Are you expecting anything from Jari? Where are your constructors' standings hoping to be? Yeah, it's going to be some season F1. I'm going to move to F2 now. I'll let Sippy take that away. You just start F2, Sippy, and go on.
Alright. For season 2 for F2, for top of championship, it'll be a very close fight for that. Between myself, Q-Tip, Chazmeister, I would definitely say would be up there. Also, Storm showed a lot of potential during the last few races in season 1, so I think he could be fighting up there for the championship as well. Also, LK Avan, he only joined about a week ago, but seeing what he's been doing in other leagues, he definitely has the potential of getting a few wins in the championship and possibly getting up to top 5.
Yeah, one person I think we'll need to keep an eye on in F2, and now we've got a commentator for F2, it'll be a lot easier, is PB Racing, who signed with Alfa Romeo next to Ryan Kai. He claims he's lost a lot of pace since moving over to PS4 and getting a new wheel, so hopefully he can find that pace and essentially reborn himself. But he's young, he's roughly 13 I think, so he'll be a one to watch, and yeah, he's going to be an extremely exciting talent to watch. So I'm really excited to see what Chazmeister can do, because he showed us after getting the win last season at the end of the season in Abu Dhabi, he showed us that he does have the potential for wins possibly. So that'll be extremely exciting to see who can get the title next season, and I think it's going to be extremely close. We've also got the new point system where first and second get 18 and 4 points, and we've essentially done this to minimise the gap. We want it to be a lot closer. I just want to come to you, HTA Sticky. What are you thinking? Do you think this new point system is a step in the right direction?
Well, I hope it is, yeah. I mean, we thought long about it, obviously, the admin team. We have done a couple, simulation seasons with the new point system, and it does happen to make things a lot closer. But, yeah, I don't know what else to say, really.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to open it up for everyone now, all the admins. We'll start off with Sippy. We're just going to let everybody interview. So, Sippy, have you got anyone to interview and ask about Season 2 or Season 1?
Yeah. So, Captain Orley, can we just quickly do a few?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
What do you expect from Season 2?
More close racing. I wasn't here, so I don't know what you guys have been speaking about.
Right, okay.
Oh, really?
Sorry. Who do you think your main rivals are for Season 2?
I'm gonna say my teammate, or my biggest rival.
Right, okay. So, Gadroppel, that would be, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct.
Right. Do you think you'll be missing any races next season, or anything like that?
I probably will. I don't want to, but I'll probably miss a few.
Right. Do you have any favourite tracks in the next calendar, or yeah?
Singapore's one of my favourites. I go around there okay, but I just like the track.
Alright, okay. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Alright, so that's you. You've heard from Captain O'Reilly. Hopefully he'll be expecting a good season next season. I'm going to quickly come to Paris. He's probably one of the most experienced drivers to step in the grid for Season 2. He's been league racing for quite a while. Paris, we've obviously asked you what you're expecting, but from what we've seen from other leagues, you're an extremely fast driver. Will you be expecting to get podiums every race, or what's your general expectations for next season?
Well, what I've learned is just not to expect too much, but if you just drive your best, if I drive my best, I'll probably be able to get like a few podiums. So start with podiums, then try and aim for like the top spot, of course, because you want to build up the consistency rather than just go all out from the start, you know?
Of course. The first race of the season is 9th of November, and it's Australia, Melbourne. Is that one of your... Do you enjoy this track? Is it one of your strong tracks, or is it maybe one of the ones you don't like?
Well, arguably everyone would say that's like my best track. But to be honest, I like the track, I like the flow, but it might not be my best track on like overall pace this game, but it has been on previous games.
Yeah, of course. With this long season, we have 16 rounds. It's longer than some leagues, and maybe it's shorter than other leagues. But are you expecting to keep a consistent drive throughout this whole season, considering it's such a long season?
Well, with the season being quite a long second season of the game, I think it'll come into a bit more consistency than just like whoever gets the sort of like flukish wins. So it'll be more about staying in like the top 5, and even when you have like a bad race, you still come quite high, you know.
Yeah, of course. So thank you, Paris. We might come back to you later on. Rob, I just want to quickly come to you. You've last season was a bit frustrating for you. You claimed you were about a second roughly off the pace during the race compared to your practice programs. Was that just a bit of pressure building up in your head, trying to prove the big teams that you deserve a contract, or are you hoping just to prove them this season and you deserve maybe that top 3 teams such as Red Bull and Ferrari contract? Yeah, we've seen a lot from you. As you said, you like the racing point, and you want your teammate to push you. You finished, let's see here,
7th until the last race.
You've done well for your first league race, or league in league racing, and considering that was your only first one, it's fair to say a lot of people would have been impressed. Have you got any plans to stop league racing, or how long do you think you'll be going for?
No, I'm quite motivated with the game now compared to a couple months ago, so I'm looking to do this for a long time, as long as I feel motivated, which is a long time at the moment, because I'm quite motivated and I'm ready to do good, and I'm confident in my pace.
Alright, thank you. We may come back to you as well. Lastly, I just want to go on to Fruitful Coot. You've showed outstanding pace. You joined with the last 2 rounds, last 3 rounds. Last 3 rounds. Brazil, we won't talk about that, as we all know what happened there. But I would say it's a bit unlucky from what's happened with you. You've shown extremely good 1-lap pace. Do you think it's just came down to your overall consistency not being as good as your 1-lap pace, or what?
In what track you mean? Or just overall?
Just all round. Yeah, overall.
Oh yeah, I don't really think my race pace is that bad. It was just unlucky the last 2 weeks. I had to go the week before, and last week I don't know what happened, just slipped the wall or something. But yeah, I don't think there's a big difference between my one shot pace and the race pace. Just not sure.
I asked Paris this. Maybe is he a bit what would you say, daunted by how long the calendar is? Are you happy the calendar is 16 rounds, or are you not happy it's so long?
Oh, I'm happy enough to be 16 rounds. I don't really mind a long season, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'm sure quite a lot of drivers would like that as well. A few don't, a few do. I'm just going to quickly ask Jamie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you have any questions for any of the drivers?
Well, my main Ferrari drivers, so Fufuku, if you're there.
Yeah.
What are you expecting for the Australian Grand Prix next week? Have you practiced lately?
Well, yeah, I'm just not sure what's gonna happen. I'm not sure what the pace around me is, the guys around me. I know the top 3 is really quick. Yeah, I'm just hoping to be there. Yeah, I'm just not sure. The problem is I don't really know much guys who are in this league, so yeah, I'm quite a stranger to everything that's gonna happen.
Do you reckon your pace is good around Australia?
Yeah, I won a league race there, so I hope so. I'm just really unsure over everything.
That's my questions done for Fufuku.
Alright, Sippy, have you got any questions for any of the drivers?
Hold on. Sorry. Paris, are you here?
Yeah, mate.
What would you be expecting for next season?
Next season, I don't know. To be honest, I feel like top 3 is achievable.
Alright. Who do you think your main rivals will be?
Well, you gotta go with the defending champ, you know, like you gotta go with Sparks. I feel like if we take on the champ, then it'll be good compared to the rest of the field, you know.
What do you think your strongest track would be for next season?
Well, we'll probably start with Australia and then work our way down from there. So it'll just be a progressive decrease in all the 16 rounds.
Right. And what do you think your weakest track would be for next season?
I'd say Bahrain, but I've actually I had a few good results around there. I feel like on this game, my weak tracks aren't actually that weak, so I'm sort of stronger overall. So probably Bahrain, but I don't think I'll be too bad.
Right. Thank you for your time.
Alright, and Sticky, do you have any questions for any of the drivers?
Obviously, my number 1 Renault driver in Div 2 is Q-Tip. Q-Tip, as you know, you are the defending champion of Div 2, and are you nervous for next season, knowing that we have pulled in some faster drivers that could challenge you for this title?
For sure. There's a lot of big names coming through for the season, such as Chazmeister. Sip and myself are no longer together as a team, which means no more team orders, thank God. For sure, it's going to be a fun season, 100%, and I really can't wait to defend this title.
I mean, that's all I've got to say, honestly.
Yeah, well, I think we'll end it there. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. I'm sure you all want to get away because qualifying for the USA GP in real life will be starting soon. Thanks to all. It's going to be an extremely good season. Next season it will be starting around about 9th of November, 8 PM GMT time, so make sure to tune in, and I'm sure all the drivers will be ready for that race. Thanks to SUV Paris, Rob, Q-Tip, CPT O'Reilly and Fruitful Coot. And before we end, Chazmeister, I didn't see you there.
I joined.
What are you expecting for next season? You've showed us extremely good pace, so take it away. Chazmeister?
He's in the party, but he's not speaking.
Okay then.
Right, yeah, Chaz seems to not be there. But yeah, as I said, tune in 9th of November, 8 PM GMT time. Thanks to all drivers who have took their time out of their day to come and talk to us. It's been a good stream. See you then, and bye.